Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you a couple of really cool teams you can use for this faction assault in the Wild Court. First things first, go to the shop, grab yourself a tier 1. This will give you a potion of enchantment, which means all your troops will start enchanted at the start of each and every battle for this event. Really cool. But do bear in mind that if you have your horde level at level 100 or above in the Wild Court, you will already have a potion of enchantment stored. So if you don't intend to buy any tiers, just for example use your 3 sigils, then you don't need to buy anything and you still benefit from a potion of enchantment. But if you want this weapon over here at tier 4, for example, or are going to do some tiers, then you do have to buy them in order. It's a pretty cool weapon. Does true damage to an enemy, and if the enemy has Hunter's Mark, deal triple damage. Then Hunter's Mark them. And it has some cool upgrades as well. Leaf is Leaf Storm, which is green, and it uses green so it can charge itself even quicker. And it has Mass Marked, which is Hunter's Mark all enemies. So that is a pretty cool weapon at tier 4. I do like it. Now onto the team itself. Now the best team for this for me is still good old Shield of Urskaya, 2 times Tesla, and Holy St. Astra. Tesla just makes mincemeat of these delves when she can be used. She just gets overpowered because the more powerful the enemy, the worse and more powerful she gets. So that is the best team for me. But if you don't have a Tesla, I'll show that Tesla team a little bit later on in the video. But if you don't have Tesla, then this is a really cool way to go about it as well. And the Empress is here. I know some players don't like her because they say she's cheesy, she's cheap, she doesn't require thought or intelligence, anything like that. But she is mega effective, and that's what making effective teams is all about. Effectiveness. I've seen players use Zool over and over again. And is that clever or intelligent? No, but it's really effective, and that is what team creation is all about. Effectiveness. And she's just really good for this particular team. Not only did she give that massive boost on all skills on the last ally, but because we're creating so much green with this team, and she has that chance of an extra turn, this is an almost a guaranteed chance of an extra turn with her, because of the amount of green that we create. And because of its loop-in nature, we get those good tarots all the time as well. Grant a random status effect to a random ally when an ally casts a spell. So she's absolutely superb for this kind of team. She's not a war gear, so we do lose some slight loop potential on this because the way Todd works, the amount of green he creates is boosted by war gear allies. But the idea is you cast the weapon first and you get that Leaf Storm going, which hopefully will offset that slight lack of extra green we're missing out from using the Empress. So let's dive in on this. Let's just take a look at the banner quickly first. I'm going to go for a +2 green, +1 brown, -1 yellow Pax banner. It is a warband banner. If you don't have that, pick anything else which gives you a nice +2 green. Spirit Walker class. Some good stuff in this. Like it a lot. Drain 2 mana from a random enemy when an ally casts a spell. So with that loopy effect of this, if the enemy's got any mana, we'll be draining it pretty much non-stop. Talent trees. Resilience is good. Purification is good. Great to start with the enemy root trapped, especially if you're a newer player. This sort of team is designed for newer players. Mana source, start battles with 50% mana. Healing herb, gain 4 life when matching green gems, which we're doing pretty much all the time. Gain bonus green. You can see how this works really well with the War Gear class. Absolutely superb stuff. Right, so let's dive in then and do a few battles. I'll do a few scraps on this lower level and I'll jump forward and show how it works on the higher levels. So that's up already, the weapon's up already. Let's cast that. We get a Leaf Storm activated. So when we cast our Todd, we have a better chance of looping. No need to get a boost straight away for me because we're doing 68 damage in this. But if you did need a boost, you would just cast your Empress first. Very high chance of an extra turn already. Now doing 127 damage to an enemy. Still got a good chance of looping because of the way the team works. We've lost the Storm because of the Valraven, one of its traits, but it's still looped. And when that Leaf Storm comes back, it'll be even better. And when the Valraven's not there, you don't actually have that effect of that Dark Storm coming along trying to ruin things. So let's show that again. So yeah, let's take a look at some blue or purple. There's some purple. You can cast that right away if you like. Always good to get that green storm going, just makes it that much more reliable. Might as well get something like this, an hourglass gem, guaranteed extra turn. So we can cast that on the troop underneath. As you see, we've got the storm going already. The boost is 105, so it's a guaranteed extra turn if you're not frozen. We're now doing 127 damage to an enemy, which is going to now start one-shotting these out of it. They're gone. You're gone. You're gone. If you want further boosts, especially on the later levels, of course, you just keep on casting your Empress. I'll show how we do that in a moment, with pretty much guaranteed extra turn looping potential as well. Let's just do these last couple of stages now at normal speed. Looking for purple, looking for blue, but we're ready next round anyway, so I'll collect anything really. Right, let's get the leaf storm going. We'll collect that anyway because we've got a chance of dropping more green. So 77 is a boost, so 84% chance to get that extra turn. There we go, we're now doing 127. That got charged. The second one didn't get charged, so we can go back to the first one. That's charged up everybody. Always good to have that backup Todd, in case you get a little bit unlucky on one of the casts. And fly through. Let's go to the last one. And we'll jump to the faction itself. I'll show the Tesla team ever so briefly, and then show how we use this team on the hardest level possible. Right, so let us grab that for the weapon. Important to get that leaf storm going. Low chance, so we're not going to bother with that right now. We'll cast the second Todd. There you go, didn't loop that time. It's not going to do it all the time, but now it has done. We've got that guaranteed extra turn. We can rip through the opponents. Now let's jump into the faction itself. Here we go. Right, let's just show this awesome Tesla team first, how this works, because I do absolutely love it. Shield of Askaya, 2 times Tesla, Holy St. Astra. Holy St. Astra, all human allies start with 50% mana. Give magic-based life and armor to all allies. Create a light storm, enchant all humans is Tesla's spell, not Tesla's spell. Holy St. Astra's spell. Tesla's spell is just ridiculous. Deals, it looks terrible at first. Deal 8 true scatter damage boosted by all ally and enemy armor. But in Delves, when the enemy gets more and more powerful, she just gets more and more crazy and just goes berserk, charging up and just doing absolutely insane damage. And also gives 2 attack and armor to all allied mechs when matching 4 or more gems. But the key to this as well is the Shield of Askaya. Give an ally magic +1 armor boosted by all enemy attack, then enrage and barrier them. So again, the higher the enemy attack, the more boost we get on Tesla. Right, let's dive into this and just show this ever so briefly. We'll just do 2 fights with this, and we'll do 2 fights with the other team. That's a good way to go about it. So we get Tesla charged up and the shield. It's important to get the shield charged up because right now the boost is 604, and most of that is coming from the enemy because of the way that Tesla works. So we'll get the shield up. We'll chuck a shield onto Tesla at the same time while buffing up the armor. We're now on a boost of 730. If we wanted to cast this as well, we're going to give even more armor to the team. The boost is now 813 and both Teslas are up. And the boost now is massive overkill. Like, we've still got a boost of 788 because we've just, you know, obliterated their stats. But it's like, yeah, even if your stats aren't as high as mine, you're still going to absolutely smash through the enemy with this team. A really, really cool team. Alright, let's just do this one more time and I'll paste in the team I showed at the beginning. And we'll do those last stages with the Todd team. On his Todd. He's not on his Todd because he's got 2 Todds. Whatever. Anyway, what am I looking for? Looking for a brown ideally, but if not, we'll get Tesla charged up and grab an extra turn. Thank you very much. The cool thing about the Shield of Askaya is when you cast it, you get a barrier. But if you get the upgrades, you get another barrier. So you can actually cast this on someone else that hasn't got a barrier and effectively get 2 barriers for the price of 1, which is important because it keeps your armor high, which keeps Tesla's damage high. So let's whack out that damage. There's the other one. It's like so simple. It is mind-boggling. Now we've got to do is get Tesla charged up again because the enemy was silly enough to bring in a summon. It's like, honestly, Should have known better. Let's press that because we're going to enchant humans, which gets Tesla ready next round and gets rid of that funny little wolf that decided to come in and make himself effectively mincemeat. Right, now to show this team on level 500 and how well it works is absolutely superb. We're still going to cast this quite early to make sure we get that root trap if the enemy isn't already root trapped. But the main thing about casting this early is it starts a leaf storm, which is really important for this team, because with one less wargear in the team, it means that our Todd has slightly less chance of looping. But the payoff is well worth it because the massive boost the Empress gives to the last ally is absolutely worth it. Now, when both our Todds get charged up, you're going to stop casting the first one. You're going to start casting the second one instead, because you'll leave this one charged, and then means all the green will feed straight into our overpowered Todd. It works really, really well, and when there's a lot of green there, you can even cast the Empress again with a pretty much guaranteed chance a lot of the time of an extra turn and just do it over again. So let's see how this works. Really fun team to use. Right, so we're going to get our weapon up straight away. Better to get the weapon up early if you can, because you can cast this straight away now, explode those green gems, but more importantly, activate that leaf storm, which will now appear at the bottom there. Look. There we go. Green gems fall more than other colours. Now, all that green there already, we've already got a boost of 91 for the chance of an extra turn from this. So that's a 98% chance of an extra turn. Our Todd at the bottom, in my case, is currently doing 66 damage to an enemy, but when I cast that, we're now doing 123 damage to an enemy. But the troop we're going to cast now is not the top Todd, it's the second one, because we'll leave the top one charged, and when we get that loop going, we'll charge up the Empress again. The boost is now 105, so it's guaranteed extra turn. Job done. Now doing 180 damage to an enemy. Let's cast that Todd again. There you go, didn't quite loop on himself that time, but there's extra green here which we can take. As well as that, we've still got the Empress there. Let's do it again. Then you cast the bottom Todd again, and you can see how it works. We're just going to start doing nuts damage. We've still got a 100% chance of getting that guaranteed mega Todd boost. And when you feel like it's enough, you can just start ripping through the enemy. But yeah, we're now doing 351 damage, so that is pretty good. Not quite enough for a guaranteed extra turn. We'll cast our Todd again. That is a guaranteed extra turn. Might as well get the boost. Now doing 400 damage. Absolutely insane. If you don't have an Empress, then you can just loop and loop and loop with 2 Todds using this method. It will last. It'll be really good, and it will have an even more chance of looping better with 2 Todds and say a Foxfire King, something like that. Foxfire King will be really good for this, because when you match red gems with this, you get the chance to fairy fire the enemy as well, which gives them an extra 50% incoming damage, which is very, very useful. So let's get that leaf storm again going. That's the main thing. There we go, lots of green there. We've got the first boost. To show how this works more full speed. Only 77% chance of an extra turn, but we got it. That's okay. So you're not going to loop all the time, and you want to cast this, if you like, to make sure you keep that top troop entangled. Every time you cast that weapon, you're going to entangle that top troop. Really cool. Loads of green there. Guaranteed extra turn. 294 damage. Absolutely nuts. Guaranteed extra turn. 351 damage. This will be another guaranteed extra turn. Let's get rid of her for being annoying. Guaranteed extra turn. You don't have to keep boosting it like this. 2 shots. Getting them in 2-shot range is plenty. Yeah, and a really easy way of ripping through this delve. Right, let's just do the last one, and we'll call the video a day. Video, you're a day. Well, that's not a lot of green start with, is it? That's okay, we've got our crystal up. We'll get that leaf storm started. We can just turn the game on its head absolutely with a single cast. Look how much that's changed the board absolutely straight away. Absolutely awesome stuff. Let's get a few boosts. The Empress is ready again. It's almost a guarantee, you know, it's almost guaranteed extra turn every time. There's so much green on the board, it's absolutely ludicrous. Actually gone. Not quite guaranteed extra turn now, but plenty. 400 damage now. Very nice indeed. Loads of green there. Hideous damage. You can take this as far as you want. If you want to take it even beyond this sort of damage, you absolutely can. 522. Nutty. Very easy. Absolutely ludicrous. And as simple as that. If you don't have the Empress, you can just chuck in something like a Foxfire King. That'll do a pretty decent job. Does true damage to all and can randomly match red when you're casting your Todd as well. And what will happen then is you get a chance to get a 50% chance of Fairy Fire the enemy as well, which again will do 50% extra damage to what your Todd is already doing to make it even more effective. But yeah, really fun team to use, very easy. Still love the Tesla team the most, but Tesla needs a rest. She needs to be taken out of the limelight. Her head's getting a bit too big and she just needs to give someone else a chance to shine. But there it is, there's the video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful or helpful, it'd be really cool if you press that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.